is the family office. Now, the Rockefellers, I don't know whether they invented it, but they definitely perfected it. The family office concept is having a cohesive, comprehensive, coordinated financial team. Everyone's working from the same sheet of music. When I was 22 years old, I went to New York to shadow this guy, Vince. Vince was presenting a $400 million strategy to a board of people around a conference table. And at the end, I was like, what was that? He goes, oh, that's a family office. I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, well, initiated by having one family have an office of financial professionals just working for them. So the Rockefellers have their own full-time people. But then there's financial firms that start saying, hey, we can work with 10 people. And he called that one a low-tier one because you only had to be worth 30 million. Now, at the time, I'm 22 years old, coming from a small town. I'm like, well, hell, if we got everybody in my town together, we still couldn't qualify for this place. And so very naively, just like one of these quotes said, I go, I'm going to build that for the entrepreneur. I don't care about net worth. I care about potential. If they have some revenue, I want them to keep a lot more of what they make, because what really opened my eyes was they weren't there helping people take risk with their money. They were dealing with the risk-free capital, and these people were making money in their businesses. They were just transferring it to personal wealth. And what they really emphasized was, number one, how do they save tax because that's a guaranteed return? Number two, how do they remove any non-performing investment fees or hidden commissions and strip that out and make it private so they get even more benefit to them? And number three, how do they make sure that they're transferring risk properly so that it doesn't have a major loss at some time, whether it's through asset protection, liquidity, or even downside protection with their investments? And so that was like such an eye-opener. By the way, it took me 13 years to build that, because now I had to have attorneys and accountants that agreed with one another, right? And came from the same philosophy, which means I had to articulate the philosophy. I had to have, everything from investment advisors and insurance people all subscribe to the same things, even have different talents and be able to communicate with one another and work together. So it was a hell of a project. But the family office is something that the Rockefellers have that helps them pass on wealth for generations. Because now it's not just, oh, this is a wealthy person. Someone wants to go talk to them because they've got a great idea and a sexy investment, because every stupid investment sounds good until it loses. And when people become really successful, they destroy that success a lot of times by investing in things they don't know because of greed glands or because of friends or because of great pitches, and the family office becomes the ultimate cock block, right? They become the ultimate no, no, no. We're not going to risk this capital. No, this has to fit this. And I watched it firsthand, and it was the first time I saw due diligence. See, due diligence is like Sasquatch. You hear about it all the time in finance, but it's never seen. And when I saw it for the first time, I was fascinated. So this family office is such a huge strategic advantage because the Vanderbilts didn't have that. They just had Cornelius being rumored to say, keep the money together, which they didn't do, because there wasn't an infrastructure for it. You all know in your business, you've all heard, you even told other people, one of the most important things you can do is hire A-teamers for your business. Well, just like that, you got to have A-teamers for your finances. You've got to get a second opinion on every single thing that you're doing. You got to fix something if it's broken, if it's not coordinated or working together. If you're investing in something you don't know or understand, with no exit strategy, with no cash flow today, with concern that starts to infiltrate your mind, you got to eliminate those things, because you're the greatest asset. Your ability to produce value and to deliver service and solve problems is going to be the most amount of income you make. And then only invest in things you know and understand. Figure out your investor DNA. Your investor DNA is your core values, competencies, and drivers, and you focus there, because risk isn't in the investment, it's in you, the investor. So you got to become a better investor. Some people are amazing at real estate, some people suck and should never touch it. Some people are good at options trading, others are horrendous, and they think that a program that says green or yellow or red is going to solve it for them. It's not. You got to be a real investor. So don't invest in what you don't know. And use your family office to do due diligence and to protect you, because the higher your emotions in investing, the lower your financial IQ.